Welcome into another edition of Chalk Talk from the Denver Pioneers as we hit the middle of the month of September as fall sports season is underway, and thrilled to be joined here for our second edition of men's soccer Chalk Talk by the Jack and Sheila Weinberg head men's soccer coach Jamie Franks, who joins us. Coach, what's going on? Good to see you again.
Yeah, just fortunate to be out there playing and, just trying to take it one day at a time. So
it is fantastic to see you guys back out there. I know the home portion of the schedule, a really good crowd in the house on Friday. We're going to talk about that one coming up here in a little bit. But the last time we talked, preseason getting set to go off the exhibition matches and kicking things off in the regular season. And since then, it seems like you've really gotten to see a lot of growth from this team already. You lose in the opener to a really, really good Oregon State team out of the Pac-12, but unbeaten in your last four since then. You get a 1-0 win at Portland, a 1-1 draw against a top 10 team in SMU on the road. And you kick the season off going on the road to take on some really different non-conference opponents. When you do that, especially with a young team, how do you feel like going on the road, getting those experiences for your guys? How did you see them grow in that early stretch?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all experiential learning. That's our job, is to put them in, in environments where they're asked to grow and they're challenged and there's adversity. And we've been in the NCAA tournament, 2 or 3 times undefeated, and that doesn't necessarily prepare you for knockout football. To win a national championship is to win 6 knockout games, and with that, the margins are so small. If you look at the first game of the season, Oregon State, we had a penalty kick call that it's unfortunate. When you watch it back, it's not a PK, but that's the way the game's called, and they have one shot, and then all of a sudden they get a free, PK, and you're down 2-0, and then we make a mistake right after that, and all of a sudden you're down 2-0 in a game where you're just like, wait, this is somewhat even, and if better, we had some good chances in the game. And so I was just so proud of the response from the group. No finger pointing, no victims, not blaming other people. There's a lot of ownership in that group, and those kind of tough moments, if dealt with properly, accountability, discipline, things like that, can really, grow you. And so for us, the guys don't start school until this week. And so it's important that we're out on the road. And after this next weekend, most of our games are just Saturday, just one game a week. And so we probably took on a little bit of a heavier load than most would to begin the season. But now as time goes on, once we get through this next weekend, it's really one game a weekend. And, that should help us, prepare them properly.
Jamie, for your guys, you give up 3 goals in the opener. Since then, 2 combined. And this unbeaten stretch now is hit 4. You get a couple of home wins, 1-0 over Evansville and 2-1 over Cal State Fullerton. And for your guys to be able to, like you said, kind of get the early season lessons under your belt, return home, to have fans in the stands is awesome. And I know the atmosphere on Friday sounds like it was pretty incredible. To have those guys now back in their own surroundings, their own building, playing on a pitch in front of a crowd that was boisterous and was loud and was behind them. Kind of a 2-part question. One, to see them respond to the loss to open the season now with 4 straight unbeaten is pretty impressive. But 2, just how satisfying and emotional is it to be back in those circumstances where you get to play in front of your friends, you get to have what feels like a normal season?
Yeah, I mean, and half the roster is Colorado guys, and they're from the clubs that are here and the clubs that support us, and they're ball boys. Guys were came to camp, they're ball boys. We've been watching them for quite a bit of time. We take a lot of pride in being a member of this community, and we're always so interested in guys that take pride in Denver, because it's a city and it's just more than just a school. And so there's not many private schools that are built for the public good, and so we want people that are engaged, and to play in front of the fans, that's everything. Football's nothing without fans, and I think we over the past 2 years, we've struggled with that. So to finally be home, to finally be, on Pioneer Field, it's awesome. It's what really, makes the memories up for these guys. And I think you mentioned it, but when you play on the road, you have to play a certain style on the road. When you play at home, you can play a little bit different. I don't know our exact record, but it's like 90-8 or 90-10, something at home. We play more up tempo. We play a little bit more free. We take more risk. And that's hard. That's hard to ask the team to kind of change. If you look at some of the bigger teams around the country, they don't really play many road games. And so for me, that doesn't prepare them when they actually do have to play in the road and either play low block or mid block defending and counter. So I've just been really happy with the guys because, we are objective based, evidence based, training. And if you really look at, hey, when we started preseason, what do we want to accomplish? We're slowly starting to check things off. And this past weekend, the games 1-0, 2-1. In full transparency, that they shouldn't have been close. The one game should have been 4-0, the other one, should have been 4-1, 3-1, something like that. And it's just the first time that we've been in that sort of position where we're dominant, and now we need to finish those chances. And so with each kind of game, I think that there's been like a glaring weakness of ours. And we've gotten better at it then from game 2 to game 3, game 3 to game 4, because the guys want to take ownership of it. They want to talk about it. They want to take ownership of it, and they want to get it right. And so for us, it's just about taking each game, as an experience and learning from it.
Jamie, let's talk about kind of a legacy point for DU soccer. On October 15th, Denver Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Nat Borchers, who had a great collegiate career at DU, a pro career, he's going to go into the DU Athletics Hall of Fame. 340 MLS matches over his professional career, a couple of MLS Cups. For somebody like that, and I know he was a little bit before your time, but the impact that someone like that has on the program and kind of leaving that legacy and being able to show that you can go on and do these tremendous things on the stage after the collegiate stage. What does that mean to you guys as a program to have somebody like that and to have that recognition now coming back home at Denver?
Yeah, I think we always try to teach our guys that, leadership starts with by example and modeling behavior. And I think what we're most proud about, having Nat wear the University of Denver is the type of character he is. All of the extracurricular stuff that he does off the field in the community, the type of guy that he is, the leader, he's the captain, he's the guy that's always unselfish, and I think he's probably, made a name for himself as a hard-nosed, everyday, defender. And that's what we take pride in. As far as me and, my relationship with him, he's always reaching out to us. He's always following the guys. He's always watching games. And there was a game back in 2015 or 2016 that he came out and he watched us play Portland. And we're, undefeated. We're in the top 5 in the country. And we tied the game 0-0. We were not good on the night. It was one of the worst games that the team had played all year. And he came in with this sort of energy and this renewed passion about the way that these guys were defending. And I think he said something like, I need defending like I need air. That's how I breathe. And the guys that were around there and I still try to kind of, give that story to guys is a lot of people don't take pride in blocking and doing all the dirty work and doing all the cover work and being a good defender first. And it's just, you could tell what his mentality was even as a fan, as alumni to us, to just tell you that, he needs defending to breathe and that's who he was. And, we're just so proud of him. And to get into our Hall of Fame, it's kind of just the beginning, because I think if you kind of start to look at the body of work that the program's had over the past, 2 decades, there's a lot of success and there's a lot of trophies, that have won. There's a lot of All-Americans that, and there's just a lot of low senior class. And we just believe that all those awards come from, the team success. So pumped about Nat, pumped about what type of character he is. And, most of all, he needs defending to breathe. And that's something that we'll never forget.
And for anybody who wants some more information and to register for the induction ceremony, you can go to denverpioneers.com/Hall of Fame for that. Jamie, you got a couple more non-conference games coming up in this slate, at least, of non-conference matches. You'll get Air Force, you'll get Gonzaga. When you look at what you want to see your team improve on most over the next, few weeks now, as you get closer and closer, not even few weeks, to conference play, for those next 2 games, what are you focused on most?
Yeah, I think every game has been a little bit different with the game trend and what it looks like. And, we haven't really put together a full 90 minutes. I thought we've had 45 minutes here, 60 minutes there. And I think what it looks like when it's not going our way is more important. Are we collective? Are we still urgent? Are we being proactive with our positioning? Things like that. But I think above anything else, what we need to do is we need to finish some of these chances. You'd be more concerned if we weren't, getting many chances. We have so many chances, good quality chances, and that's not even some on the box score. Some of them aren't even resulting in shots. And that's problematic. So for us, it's just about taking advantage of those opportunities more. The good news for the team is like we're not just relying on one player. We're not just relying on one pattern of play. That are greater than chances. We've been able to do it in a multitude of ways. And so for us, it's just about capitalizing those things and not losing sight about our principles of play, right? Like we work from in to out, we work collective, and just making sure that we have, clean sheets.
When you guys get a chance to move into Summit League play, and obviously, your focus is on the next two games, but you are always going into Summit League season, kind of the team with the target on your back, because you got 13 in the last 15 trophies. And I know we talked in our first talk about, being picked second in the league this year, and how I would imagine that's a very motivating factor for your guys. But the fact is, when you go into conference games, teams are always going to be giving you their best shot because they know Denver is one of the big titans in the league. To see your guys go over these next couple of non-conference games and then get into Western Illinois on September 25th. What is the biggest change mentality-wise when it does come down to, all right, now we're in the league, these have a different level of import. How does a team feed off of that going into conference play?
Yeah, I think it's just one of those where we have to understand the opponent that we're going to play. There's a more identity, understanding the identity of each of the teams of the Summit League. They don't change that much as the years go on. So the way that Western plays us is tough. They try to press us, and they play a certain system. And so it's about understanding what sort of problems are going to be presented in that game and making sure that we can solve them collectively. I think if you look at the weekend ahead, the Air Force and Gonzaga, we've been trying to travel all around the country to play. And, I've been disappointed when the committee, the NCAA committee shows up because we don't have enough in-region games. Well, the reality of it is we wanted to get in region, and we wanted to be, beating Portland's big, going on the road to SMU, getting that result is big because those are the teams that are in the West region. And so for us, these next games, they're vitally important, and then we'll kind of regroup and, go into conference. But we do get everybody's best game. That's what should make it fun. I think it definitely makes it more challenging. But for us, as a team that's preparing to win games and knock out football in November, that's what we need. So we're excited. We're excited about the upcoming games, but we're really just focused on the training tomorrow.
A lot of good stuff coming up for the Pioneers. Denver will be on the road at Air Force coming up on Friday, the 17th of September, then Monday at Gonzaga in Spokane. A road game will kick off Summit League play on September 25th in Macomb, Illinois against Western Illinois. And then the Pioneers return home to take on Eastern Illinois on October 2nd, back home on campus at DU. I got this note from your fantastic sports information director, Nico Blankenship. 71-8-6 at home, by the way, is that home record. So you all can get your tickets and show up Pioneer Field to help this DU program create that atmosphere from last Friday and continue building it as we get deeper and deeper into this season. And excited to see you guys back home. And those Saturday games, I mean, those are so easy for everybody to turn out for. I know you guys had some of the other teams who were already on campus and getting their preseason work or their in-season work already there. They were in the stands on Friday and helping to create that atmosphere. And we're excited to see you guys back here October 2nd against Eastern Illinois. And we'll be following these next three. Jamie, good luck.
Thanks. Yeah, I think for us too, getting on the road, you just feel grateful for our admin, the way that they're handling things. I think when you see these big names or these name schools, you think that everything's put together, and then when you get out there, you're just like and so you just feel really fortunate for Stu Hassel, Carlton. There's just a lot of things that go in. Our grounds crew, they've done such a good job. They've worked so tirelessly to get that field in good playing conditions. So there's just so many people behind the scenes, when you play a home game that make it come to life, our operating team, our event staff, all those people. And so When you asked me the question earlier, like, how is it to be back? It's like, to be in front of those people that work so tirelessly to put on that event for our student athletes, it's awesome. It's kind of overwhelming, the support that we have. And, we almost packed the house the other night. So we're just excited, to keep that going. And for us, it's, keeping that home streak alive is what makes it special, because you want to come out to a game and you want to see a winner. So that's what we try to provide.
Can't wait to see it again coming up in early October. He is the Jacket Sheila Weinberg head men's soccer coach, Jamie Franks. DU on the road this weekend at Air Force and Gonzaga. Coach, good luck. We'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.